Hello, it's Lauren, and these are my most compelling moments of Alive Inside. One of my first wow moments from Alive Inside had to do a lot with what he said. One of the first things that really sparked a reaction in me is when he was talking about that the money we spend on drugs, the drugs for the elderly and that are used in the nursing homes, and these drugs don't even really work. They're really just used as sedatives, even if not intentionally. That's kind of what they're doing to them. The money that we spend on these drugs is exponentially more than it would take for us to instead buy music and headphones and stuff like that and deliver them to every single nursing home. And I just thought that this was really upsetting to hear, and almost more so upsetting because it wasn't that surprising. I feel like we see this in the medical field a lot, where doctors and these pharmaceutical companies, they get really, they harp a lot on like all of these really more so complex strategies to treat people, whether it be really intensive surgeries or really intensive drugs. Because they think that those are the only solutions and that everything has to be really difficult. But it's because we're not looking at our patients and their actual wants and that their needs and what actually works for them, rather than say what a textbook might say or what we've seen in the past. And in this case, simple joys like music, or even in other cases, it could be simple joys like art or movies. That is what is working, and that is what is working in strides in ways that we've never seen before. And if we were to just look at that and really give credit to that, then like the opportunity to make a difference is there, and people are ignoring it. And we see that even later when he's asking for things like grants and donations, and people are kind of just shooting it down, but it's like, why? It doesn't really make sense to me, and it's crazy to think about. He goes on to talk about how music isn't really seen or considered to be an actual intervention. And I thought that was just, once again, super frustrating, because if the results are there time and time again, and not only like these are results that are so clear and so evidently life-changing to the clients, it's like, why can't we just accept this? There are so many different things that are used to help every aspect of human, interventions that are used to physically help someone, to mentally help someone. And something that was said in this video was the fact that music touches the soul. And that is such a true statement. And I feel like it is one of the very few things that can touch that intangible part of a person, but such a key aspect of what makes someone who they are. So if we have this thing being music that can bring someone back to life, it can touch their soul, I think that we really need to look at it as something to be taken seriously. I am someone who loves music and feels deeply connected to music. If I am not in class, or if I'm not with friends or family, in a situation where I'm talking to someone else and it would be rude to have headphones in, I will be listening to music 24/7. Whenever I can, I have earbuds in and I'm listening to music. And just because it makes me feel so good, and I really love it so much. So because of that, everything that was said in response to music and how powerful it is for these people, I completely related to. Especially when it was described as something that was transformative. If I am in a bad mood, or if I'm feeling upset and I put on my favorite songs, happy music, I will feel so much better. Or if I don't really want to do something, I'm feeling unmotivated, maybe I want to work out, I will put on songs that will make me feel hyped up and excited, and I will be there all of a sudden. So I completely understand why these people are having this type of reaction to it. It is doing something that no medication or no meditative or coloring book activity would be able to give them. These people are spending all day, every day in the nursing homes. They are given strict schedules of where to be, what to eat, what medications to take. If they have any kind of anatomy, it's probably not that much. And all of these things really strip away a person, their dignity, who they are, their joy. And all of that is forgotten about once they hear these first notes of music, because they're hearing it and they're being transported back to a time where they were themselves, and they're remembering all of these things, all of these really joyful moments, just because these things are associated with these songs that they're hearing. And to watch that happen, to watch them be brought back to life, to be in a place where they feel free, is so powerful and so beautiful. And what's even more beautiful is the fact that it is something that we can easily give them. It is so easy to ask them, what's your favorite song? And then to look it up on our phone and play it for them. And to know that we can give them this feeling that they're chasing, but feel like they can't have anymore. Just like a happiness and a freedom and a spontaneity, is just, I can't believe I get to do that for someone, or I'll be able to do that for someone. I would say, obviously, that my other wow moments have to do with actually in real time seeing the difference that this music is making. Whether it was Johnny or Mary Lou and Nell's story of how she was able to avoid being put in care for more than 10 years just by being stimulated by the music, or with her where she got a little choked up during an interview and they asked if she wanted to listen to music and she wasn't even sure at first. She was very indifferent about it, and then as soon as she heard it, she was singing and she was dancing, and it was like makes you speechless. I always knew that music therapy was a thing, but I didn't know that it was this successful. And it's just to actually see the immediate impact and genuine deep joy that something as simple as music can bring to people. And it's amazing. I don't even have any words for it. The longer that you watch the documentary, the more the title makes sense and really resonates with you. All of these people, all of the people that were recorded, they are still so alive inside, and they still have so much more to say, so much more love to give, more stories to tell, but because of one reason or another, it doesn't seem like that way, and it makes us forget and makes us feel like that there's not really much more to them anymore. But music is able to reach the deepest parts of them and touch their soul and really bring them back. And that is a gift that is it's a gift, and it's really amazing. Something that I think is really important about the use of music in occupational therapy is the fact that it can do so much with you not having to do that much, you being the client. Say there's a day where the client is feeling particularly unmotivated or in pain or exhausted. They're not going to be as willing to get up and do all of these different things or even interact with you that much. And simply putting on music, a song that they love and something that they enjoy, where they can just sit back and simply listen to it and let it wash over them, is something that is so powerful and such a strong tool to have in our pocket as occupational therapists. It's really something that is so healing without anyone realizing how healing it actually is. As occupational therapists, if we take music therapy, we would be using something that is meaningful and engaging to our patients, and using it to aid them in their occupational performance and just completely increase their function in so many different aspects. It would help things like motor skills, playing instruments or dancing. Also cognitively, there are things like music games, talking about different notes. And then also socially, all of these things can be done with groups of people. Dancing and playing instruments is more fun when there's a lot of people. And then also, so much of what we saw in the video, it really just helps emotional well-being, which improves quality of life all around. So yeah, that is all. Thank you very much.